Algorand just hit a massive milestone. 3 billion transaction, and guess what? It is not a slowing down, it is absolutely speeding up. In today's update, we are going to do a bit of a deep dive into why this is such a big deal and why data shows that Algo is on the right track to becoming much more of an important player than already is in the blockchain space. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones, and we are going to check out Algorand's chart in today's update. But first, we are going to check out this massive milestone, 3 billion transactions. So first things first, let's talk number. The first billion transaction on Algo actually took about 1300 days. Now, the second billion took only 529 days, but the third one was only in 336 days. And to me, this means Algorand usage is just accelerating at a beautiful pace, which is in my mind a clear sign of real world adoption. And here is something that very few blockchains are able to brag about: zero downtime. Now, I know we shouldn't really focus on this thing too much because, accidents do actually happen. But for now, Algorand has been running 24/7 flawlessly, which is absolutely amazing. Now, are these things only enough for us to be 100% bullish in Algo? They can be, yes, but I think we need to do some more digging and see what is happening in here. And one of the most bullish signs we are seeing is the consistent growth in the number of total accounts. As you can see, this metric is just rising beautifully, which means more accounts are being created, and that suggests more and more people are using Algorand in their lives, which is a direct signal of adoption and trust in the ecosystem. This is, in my opinion, yet another fantastic sign. Now, in terms of what happened specifically in the last 12 months, which has made me being much more bullish in Algorand, I think it has to be the staking reward program, which is hands down one of the most user-friendly staking system in the crypto world. The fact that you are able to stake your tokens and get them out whenever you want, and you won't be subjected to any fine, is absolutely amazing, and no other blockchain does that. Okay, this is powerful, and you can see that in the total consensus stake. I think when the staking reward program went live, this number was somewhere around 1.3 1.4 billion tokens, and now it is near 2 billion tokens. And to me, this means that more and more people are believing in the protocol's long-term potential. So let's have a quick conclusion. In my opinion, Algorand is just growing faster, staying reliable, and is offering more features that put users first. With everything we just covered, I believe it is very clear Algorand is building something powerful. And sure, maybe here and there we are going to have some hiccups. For example, their partnership with FIFA recently got cancelled, but I think overall, in the grand scheme of things, this is not going to have an effect on the ecosystem at all. I think Algorand is 100% on the right direction, and the numbers definitely do tell a great story. And that, my friends, is why I believe if we are going to have an altcoin season in this cycle, Algorand will absolutely participate in that. And I think Algo might actually be one of the biggest winners in this cycle. So in terms of fundamentals, I think everything is screaming bullish. What about technicals? And this reminds me of a comment that one of my viewers posted back in, I think it was like a couple of months, when Algo announced their partnership with Anel Group. They said, if this is such a huge partnership, why is it that the price is not going up? It doesn't really work like that, okay? If the price would have gone up back in the day, okay, that would just be a news-driven move and not a move backed by fundamentals, okay? You are not going to see the effect of the partnership effective immediately, okay? That is just not a thing. What we are going to do in the short term is very different than what we might do in the mid to long term. Mid to long term, everything, in my opinion, can be backed by fundamentals. In the short term, the story is much different. When we are having hype in the crypto space, a lot of projects are going to go up, and Algorand is probably not going to be an exception. And also, you might see even Fartcoin going up. But answer me this, in a year or two, do you think Algorand and Fartcoin are going to be alive together? I really doubt that. I think meme coins after a very small period of time are going to eventually die, but I'm not going to say that about Algorand. Algo is just here to stay, okay? And with that in mind, let's see what is happening in the short term. Now, if you remember in the previous update, I believe we were right in here, and the idea was, according to our primary scenario, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down. Followed by that, we said there's a good chance we are having an ABC up, and we can absolutely expect yet another move down in form of an impulsive structure in order to complete the subwaves for, you know the deal, an A, B, C zigzag, and that pretty much played out. Also, I think I was saying, if you want to say from here we're going to go up, you need to see a break of the divergence line in RSI in H1 time frame, and we absolutely didn't get that. So that was yet another confirmation that this move down is actually going to happen. Now, where are we in terms of Elliott waves? I am now quite confident about this move on the upside being a complete 5 wave starting from here about 19 to all the way up here about 25.5 cents, and now we can say this is a correction structure. Now, in like very short term, there is a chance that our move down is going to continue, because this might be 5 down into 1 correction for wave 2, and the current move might be into a wave 3 and 4 and 5, and then I'm hoping that will be at the end of our move down, and from here we get a very strong bounce back. Now, during that bounce, if we manage to take this important high, the height of our B leg about 25 cents, that could be an excellent sign. Why? Because at that point, finding a 5 wave in here for us is going to be extremely challenging, and we are going to say, you know what, this is actually a complete ABC zigzag, and our uptrend is just simply not over yet. So for like very short time, makes sense to expect another very small move down. The question is, what can be a likely target for this move? Well, I think you can get help from classic technical analysis, meaning support and resistances. But before that, let's get help from Fibonacci's. Where are we in terms of retracements? Okay, as you can see, at the moment, we are somewhere around the 61.8% level. Now, here's a very important point. Sometimes our move down is going to get quite deep, and in it we are going to reach to about the 78% level, which in this case is somewhere around 20.5 cents. Now, why is it that I think we may actually go down? Because in terms of Elliott waves, this might be on a higher degree, a 1, and the current move is a correction for wave 2. And what is one very important characteristic of wave 2? Being quite a deep move down. And what is going to happen next? We're going to get hopefully a fantastic move up into wave 3, 4, 5, and this is going to be quite a strong and beautiful looking move. Okay, so I want you to remember the overall structures in algo are absolutely beautiful and bullish, but in the short term we may go down just a little bit more. And in terms of classic technical analysis, meaning support and resistances, there is kind of an area of demand in the short term, somewhere between 19.5 to about 20.5 cents right in here. So if I believe this move down is going to continue, from my point of view, makes perfect sense to argue that Algorand is probably going to reach to about this area, and then let's hope that we get a very strong bounce in form of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a rather sharp move without a lot of overlapping of the waves. If we get this right around here, you are going to see me calling for a move down, and assuming that in this whole phase we are able to identify the right structures, this can be a beautiful long opportunity for us. But for now, let's not talk about this scenario. Let's focus on the current move down, which I do think is going to continue just a little bit, but the overall structures, do not get me wrong, are extremely bullish, as long as we are not taking this important slow down here about 19 cents. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Algorand's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.